What's going on, everybody? It's CryptoVision here, back in with another crypto market deep dive. Today's video, we're going to be checking out XRP. Some say the king of the alts. So if you like today's video, hit that like button, subscribe for more. If you're interested in a free Discord, it'll be linked in the description. If you're bearish, if you're bullish, if you're neutral, if you're looking for somewhere to hang out, talk about stocks, crypto, precious metals, all things, it'll be linked in the description. I also offer a paid Patreon membership, more in-depth, more analytical, more tools at your disposal. All of the information is linked in the description. As always, I thank you for your time. Without further ado, let's get into it. So we got XRP here on the weekly chart. We've had a little bit of I think crypto Twitter has a pulse now, right? That thing was dead. It was beaten. It was after it was confirmed, KIA, beaten some more. And now look at us. We are 2 weeks. I mean, it's not, technically the week's not over, but we got two green candles. You know, it'd be pretty bad if this reversed and started to go red. That would look really ugly and really bad. But as of right now, it does look very good. As of right now, it looks good. That doesn't mean we're not going to see any kind of pullback. But right now, it looks healthy. It looks good. We had this, inverted hammer right through there. And then the next week, we closed above. Okay, so we closed above. All right, so that is very bullish. So if we can close above this 147 range, that's going to be incredibly important. 147. All right, 147 right in there. All right, we'll mark it on the we'll mark it on the smaller time frames for sure. But right now, you're still in this channel. You're still in this falling wedge channel. Right, just kind of oscillating down, oscillating down, oscillating down. Do we have one more low to go? That's the big question. I've posed on both the Patreon and the Discord a lot of the daily price action, not just XRP, Bitcoin, Ethereum. It kind of looked a little bit overextended. We had like 7 green days in a row. I think we needed a red day, pull back, test some previous areas of resistance, see if we can hold. Pardon me, just a little voice crack there. Nothing, I'm just hitting puberty, but just see if we can hold. If we can't hold those levels, there's no reason to start thinking higher prices. Okay, so we make the channel very easy. We've defeated 137. The next level is 180. That's it. We lose the monthly open. We lose this. The next target is 111. Okay, you lose 111, then your next target is 97. I'll just say 97 and 92. We'll just group those together because they're so close. But I do think 92 cents would be the low if things really did kind of get ugly. If we really did have something, to really finish us off, a full capitulation event, this could be down through here, right in that golden pocket, and then you move, and then you go. I still really, truly, believe, based off of this pattern, based off of the price action, based off of the overall sentiment, I do believe that there's going to be a rally. It's just, do we need that one more low? All right, so right now, a lot of people are saying that the low's been in, it's been set without really any kind of back test. Okay, we've hit some higher prices, yes, on Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin made it up to like 75,000, but we haven't back tested 71,000. We haven't back tested 68,000. We haven't back tested these levels that, we're kind of hard to get. We're kind of hard to get above. They kind of sent us down tumbling a couple times. So XRP here on the weekly chart, looking good, breaking out over the moving average on the RSI, still below the overall trend line. So again, still a lot of work to be done. You had that green dot back through here on this indicator. All that green right through here is indicative of a bullish move. Okay, so we did have something based off the lows. We did have something. If you were caught the lows or even anywhere, $1.20 or something like that, you're still up 25%, 30%. Good little swing trade. Nothing to be mad about. The MACD, you do have higher lows with a lot of these. Okay, you got higher lows and you got lower lows. So the MACD is pointing towards a little bit of slowing bearish momentum. Maybe just a breather. Right? We got to see how we interact with this. Definitely see how we interact with that and how we move forward with that. This is something that's extremely bullish. We had that 2-week buy signal. I'm going to clean this up real quick. That's not what I wanted to do. I brain farted. If you're new to the channel, I'm sorry. I'm human. I brain fart a good amount of times, but always can make it light and joke about myself. So it's not. I mess up. Especially when I'm doing numbers and calculating numbers. You guys are probably laughing. Easy equation. It's like, dude, just pull out your calculator or something. I like doing. I like keeping my mind busy though. I kind of got that ADHD syndrome going on. But overall, this 2-week green dot buy signal, very bullish. The last time we were down through here, we set up that third wave. Okay, so we were right through here. Okay, did we go immediately up? No, we went sideways. Okay, so that's that one area. Okay, one area right through there. Potato, potato. We got to get potato, potato. We went through here. We set up that first wave. Okay, was it straight vertical? No, it was not. It was not, right? It was not. You set up this first wave. Okay, over weeks, then you came down, but the low was in. That's what I kind of want to get at, right? The low was in. Okay, the low was in. Back through over here, you came and you almost back tested it. So could we back test the lows? Of course we could. We could back test lows, and then go. Maybe back test the monthly open, and then go and start to build a 5-wave move to the upside. Maybe you get to that $2 range, a little bit above $2. You pull back to maybe 180, previous area of resistance, previous area of support 150, and then you get going. I don't think it's just going to be like what people want. People just want this. That's what people want. Give them what the people want. I want that, but I just I try to have a balanced framework. You're down in this gold, you were down in this gold area, which is different. You're up in this fair value gap, which is different. So the times are a little bit different, right? It's not complete, apples to apples. It's different, and it varies. On the 2-week chart, you're finding support back at that 100 moving average on the weekly. Very bullish, just because you're finding support at the 100 after being sold off into oblivion. That would have, previously came down. Once you lost that, it was pretty much over. Okay, so we came back, defeated that. So that's what's different about this. Right? That's what's different about this. We're already back above the 100. So as long as we can stay above the 100, I do believe that we're XRP is in a good spot. I still have higher price targets. Higher price targets are up between pretty much $5 to $7, with possibilities of that $9 to $10 range if everything aligns well. But for right now, that $7 range, again, none of this is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. These are just my ideas. These are my key levels. Doesn't have to hit it. Doesn't have to do anything according to me. All right, it's based on the liquidity, based on the money. I don't control that. Okay, I'm just the dude looking at the charts and the macro. Which the macro is, I'd actually, if you want me to be honest, I haven't even looked at any kind of news headlines today. I will be updating the Discord based on all that stuff. I usually go through before, but I was busy this morning. But I usually go through all that. From what I last read, FOMC, is on the 18th. There's going to be a meeting today. Interest rates are not going to be hiked. They're not going to be dropped. They're going to remain steady. Stagflation is a little bit creepy because of the oil, but precious metals, still holding their value. Trueflation is still posting a lower than, Fed rate. They're posting, I think it's like 1.4% or something like that. So, it would make sense because, they are getting the true day-to-day data where, the Fed is it's more compiled, right? It's more compiled. It's previous data. So, as of right now, the 2-week, without further ado, the 2-week is firing, okay? On the daily chart, this is where we start to get interesting, right? On the daily chart, we got some different chart patterns. You know me and my chart patterns. Look at that. That's beautiful. It's right off that trend line. It is. I know it's brutal, but when you have multiple days up, right? You got like what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days up. Maybe you come down a little bit, back test that 20 EMA, and then go get 180, and then go. All right, get out of here. So got to make a decision by if I'm being honest, by end of the week, early next week, we're making a decision somewhere in here. So figuring out what we're gonna do. What did I say? I said like the 140 range. It's essentially the monthly open, right? The monthly open. In terms of any kind of bearish divergence, no bearish divergence. If you really want, no bearish divergence. Had some momentum, which is nice. Very, very nice to see some momentum. This MACD just is not cutting it for me. I've been talking about the MACD for a while. Gosh dang it. The MACD, the fact that, you know, you're kind of rolling over right here, it would be nice to really get going and then to come back down, back test a little bit, then go up and get, you know, something really big. But we all know the MACD, you know, hasn't really been in our favor for a while. I mean, look at this. This is just, it's been like nothing. It's been living down here. Look at that. Really since August of 2025, almost a full year. It's March. It's almost April. When I start thinking about time is very interesting. Let's not get started on that. That'll be that's a different topic, right? That's not crypto related. That's more, right? That's something different. But we're finding support right at the 50-week EMA. Sorry, 50-day EMA, which is good. If we pull back a little bit today over the next coming days, I wouldn't be too surprised. I really wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if you find support right here. Like I said, we have until, I would say, about next week, Thursday, to make a decision. I've been saying for a while that we're looking for a decision. We're looking for a move by the end of March, early April. That's that's what I've been saying. That's what I'm sticking to. I'm not going to change it. I kind of want to see how it plays out. If I get the call wrong, I'll say, hey, you know what? I was wrong. I said it before. I said it because I was looking for a bottoming or a reversal in January and then start moving in February. We didn't get that. We got, you know, that partial reversal in January, which was used as a slam down. We had this in January. All right, this was in January through here. We had this in January and then boom, slam down. So same kind of concept where, you know, you're getting, the reason why I said January is because of the bullish signals. You're oversold. The conditions, the sentiment, everything looks like you want to go higher, but just not ready quite yet. Still capitulating people, still sending people into Hades, into the underworld, into the depths. Right? I use that terminology lightly because it's been hell. Right? It's been pretty bad just dealing with crypto, dealing with the market, dealing with the administration, battling the Fed, battling other countries, battling everything, right? It's hard to stay positive. It's hard to stay positive, but we got to stay positive. I do think the current administration is, you know, reviving the economy. As I've said multiple times, we entered a technical recession back in 2022. I do think, right, we've ended quantitative tightening. We're going to start dropping down the interest rates. The interest rates will come down. Quantitative tightening is over. Fed is injecting billions of dollars. We do need to refinance the debt. We have over $30 trillion of debt. Things will begin to, the market is going to rally. It's going to be a big rally. People are saying recession. That's what I'm like, my antennas are going up. A lot of people were super scared around COVID. My antennas were going up, and I was buying AMD, I was buying Nvidia, I was buying Apple, I was buying General Dynamics, I was buying Tesla, I was buying all of these things before I got into crypto. I was just buying it, looking at the charts, reading the sentiment. I like being a contrarian. I like to do what the herd doesn't do, because most people lose most of their money most of the time. If I keep that in my mind, if I keep that at the forethought of when I'm making decisions that most people are wrong, I'm not going to always be a contrarian, because that would be silly, but that's going to be a foundational piece on how I make decisions. It's not going to be the only piece, but it's going to be an interlocking piece. So with that tangent out of the way, let's get into the 4-hour. Gotta love the tangents. I'm sorry. Yeah, this looks like an ABC. Okay, so what do we got going on here? Let's check out what we got going on. Pardon me. Okay, so what we got going on, break it down. This almost looks like a three-way move up through here. Three-way move. Or even an impulse. And you have an A, B, C. Okay? So you have an impulse. You have a flat pattern right through here. And then what is this in here? Is this like a 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2? Because that's not that. This isn't anything right in here. This is extremely ugly. This is nothing in here. Okay, that's nothing in here. So what do we got right here? We got a 1, 2. Nope, because it took out the lows. Okay, so this is nothing either. So this, this whatever this is right here, that's nothing. Okay, so now what are we doing? We're gonna look over here. We're going to look over here. I mean, unless, yeah, there's no way. I don't like that at all. So we're going to look over here. We're going to look over here. What is this? 1, 2, A, B, C, 3, 4, and maybe come up for a 5th. Let's see. It is pretty ugly. It's pretty ugly, but see where it took us to the 1618. Off we went. Right to that 2. Okay, but the 1618 is that minimum extension you're looking for. Did we find any resistance at the 786? Not really. Let's take a interesting. What about based off of, if we have a 1 2, I mean, this really could be another flat. And you have a 1 2 right through there. That really could be another flat. Let's check this out over here. We got to just be a little detectives. We got to be detective gadgets. Got to be on this like white on rice, baby. We got to be looking at what we're doing. We got to find some reasoning for, is this really a candle? Wow, that's an ugly candle. That's an ugly candle. That's an ugly candle. If I didn't say it the first couple times, that's an ugly candle. Finding support, finding resistance. Did you find some resistance at the 886? Not really. Not really, not really. Let's get it accurate. Come on. Come on, Vision. Figure it out. I just, it could, I mean, it really is. I mean, I do like it the most. I do like it the most just because here's my reasoning. I always got to give you a reason. I do have to give you a reason. You ran up in this 1 2. You came up all the way up, pushed up and tried to reach your 1618, could not. Fell back down below, and that next candle, right? That next candle really tried to backtest that 618. Backtested that 618. So that means, if we come into the hourly, if we go into the hourly, okay, let's go into the hourly. This. We're going to see we're going to see something different. Right, there we go. Exactly right here. Look at that. See, the 4 hour, we got to look at the wicks, right? What are the wicks doing? So you came back, what'd you do? You back tested that 786. Look at that. That's what you do, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so we got this 1 2. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. 1 2. Okay. And now this right here is beautiful. This is exactly what we want to see. We want to see impulse, oscillate in a 3-way move, impulse. Okay, that's exactly what we want to see. What are we getting right now? Right now, that looks ugly. That looks ugly. But if this is the 2-wave low, okay, and this is the 3-wave high up through here, let's check out the retracement zone. This is the 2-wave low, and we're going up to the 3-wave high. Okay, I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. Yeah, because I mean, realistically, you could have, the idea that we've come up in 3 waves and we're down in a 4th is nice. Okay, can we come all the way back down to 148? Of course we can. Of course we can. I'm gonna say right here, right now, until we break 153, I'm not bullish. I'm not bullish until we break 153. Okay, I'm going to add one more on there. I know I got a lot of things, but it is what it is. I was going to add one through here, and I found a level, 153. That's that level I'm looking at to be bullish again. So maybe we come down through here, oscillate down, work our way up a little bit, break out, back test, go. Okay, so that's what I got for XRP. I mean, you're finding support right at that 50. It does look good. Overall, XRP looking good. Got some price targets up there. If you're interested in a free Discord, like I've mentioned before, I'd love to have you. It's linked in the description. Come by, stop by, check it out. Leave your thoughts. I'll get back to you. Got a good community. Got a good group of people. If you're interested in the paid Patreon membership, there's There's a ton of stuff in there. So I post on Patreon, I post in the Discord. You get trading view indicators. You get, premium chart requests, so updated chart requests with snapshots of if this is, you like how this is laid out with price targets, key levels, things like that. Imagine your favorite crypto, and I do this. So I do this, I'll take a snapshot, I'll do all this, take a snapshot, upload it, and then cover it on the Friday Premium Labs. So that's another aspect. And there's a couple more things on there. So as always, I do thank you for your time. I thank you for stopping by and supporting the channel. I hope you have a great rest of your week. Take it easy. Peace.